Good morning.
Good morning.
It's wonderful to see everybody. Welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Church. Whether today is your first time here or you've been coming for years, we are so glad that you are with us. My name is Barbara Murray, and my pronouns are she and her, and I'm serving as this morning's worship service associate. We are growing a community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, encourage spiritual growth, and promote social responsibility while we travel on and care for the earth. A special welcome to those at home who are joining us on Zoom today. And if you're attending for the first time, please fill out our welcome card on our website so that we can get to know you. This morning's announcements are thank you to those who donated gifts to the Greater Portland Family Promise Giving Tree. The families and staff at Greater Portland Family Promise are so grateful. A very special thank you to Sonia Tonelli and her husband. Are you here today? Quentin, who pulled off their own Christmas miracle, hand-delivering gifts to families from one end of Portland to the other. You are so appreciated. From the Social Justice Committee, this month, the Social Justice Committee will host a discussion based on the UUA's common read, Social Change Now, a guide for reflection and connection by Deepa Iyer. This interactive workbook offers an opportunity for personal reflection to guide us in our individual efforts as we pursue the social justice missions we as a congregation share. There will be one in-person discussion on Saturday, January 31st from 10 o'clock a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. with lunch provided. A Zoom discussion will follow in February. The date is to be determined. Copies of the book are for sale on the social justice table in the foyer, and stop by today to pick up a copy or to get more information. This book is also available for readers and as an audiobook, e-readers. Seniors Sharing. Please join us for the inaugural meeting of Seniors Sharing. The first meeting is Saturday morning, January 17th, from 9:30 to 11. The Zoom sessions will be an opportunity for older adults to gather, meet, share, and learn from each other. Zoom address will be in the Breeze calendar and published in the e-blast. The topic is ageism and will be led by Reggie Rubnett. For further information or questions, contact Betty McNeely. And this Thursday from 2 to 3:30 in the Gathering Room, we are having our Climate Cafe. Mike Luce, myself, and John Howard will be talking about the climate agenda for Mooson and other legislative agendas. So thank you. And now Reverend Tara has a special announcement.
I wanted to give you a heads up that Drew Peters from News Center, Maine is going to pop into our service probably the second half and then hang around for a little while after the service. He's working on a piece about progressive churches who have seen a rise in attendance and participation, over the last year or so. And reached out and I said, yes, please come on over. So if you see a strange man with a camera, that's who that is.
Now we invite you to take this opportunity to silence your cell phones so that we can be fully present to one another. After the service, please grab a cup of coffee or tea and stay for conversation. Or head down to the end of the long hallway to join a group for the brown bag brunch. Those on Zoom may stay on and connect with one another. And now let us center our hearts and minds with the sound of the singing bowl.
Good morning officially. It's good to see you and blessings to you each as we begin 2026 together. I am Reverend Tara. For those of you I haven't met before, my pronouns are they and them, and it is my delight to serve as the minister of this congregation. Our worship service this morning is designed with all ages in mind, so there is no separate RE program. If, however, your child would like to play in the nursery at any point, Kaylee and Liam are down the hall to the left and would be happy to see your kids at any point. That being said, it is truly a joy to be together with members of all ages here together in the sanctuary this morning. We remember that the wiggles and the noises and the squeaks and the words that the youngest among us bring are a joyful reminder of the life and vibrancy of this multi-generational community where all are welcome. We remember that a noisy church is a healthy church and a happy church. Amen. This morning, we wrap up the winter holiday season with a celebration of Epiphany, the story about the three wise ones who followed a star. We'll reflect on how we find the courage to carry on when we're afraid or when we're not quite sure what the next step in life looks like. When way opens, perhaps, but hasn't yet revealed itself fully to us. Later in the service, you'll be invited to choose your star word that will guide you into the year that is upon us. Some of us might be afraid or unsure of exactly where we are going in 2026, but look around and remember that you are in good company. We have so much guiding us. If only we might look up to the stars, look up to life, to the wisdom that is all around us. So come here to this space. Allow yourself to be as present as you can. This is a sacred space, sacred because we are here. A space made sacred by our deeming it as such, by our gathering. Come to this place where we don't have really any answers, but we have much love, many guiding stars, and best of all, one another. Come and be welcome, friends. You are joyfully called to worship.
As we light our sanctuary chalice this morning, those joining us on Zoom are invited to light a chalice or a candle near you to connect us more deeply with one another. We cannot know what all the year may bring, and would we heed the prophecy if we could? Bright flame, awake. Send forth your shining light beyond this year into the many coming. Show us the ways of love and help and care, of justice, mercy, and equality. Illuminate unto the generations. Show to the world a beacon of safe harbor. Help us to find the kindred warmth within us and among us to make it so.
We light our candle of community this morning with words from the UUA's public statement in response to yesterday's news about Venezuela. As the current administration continues to consolidate power, violate domestic and international law and the human rights of people born in the U.S. and abroad, we pray for the safety of all who are in harm's way. The people of Venezuela have the right, as all people do, to safety and self-determination. We urge our elected leaders to the courts to exercise definitive moral leadership to swiftly curtail abuses of power and prevent the administration from causing further loss of life and violations of international law. Will you take a breath with me? Our opening hymn this morning is, I didn't write down the hymn number, so sorry, good luck finding it. It's We Three Kings. You might know it. It'll also be up on the screen. You probably know the tune. We're going to sing verses 1, 2, and 4, which isn't actually relevant unless you're looking in your hymnal. So Dale will play it through once, and you're invited to rise in body or in spirit as we sing together. In the story of Christmas, which we told here on Christmas Eve in a few different ways, there were how many magi? 3 from the east of Jerusalem, who saw what in the sky? Shining over where? Very good. And the wise ones, whose names were? Gaspar, Melchior, and Balthazar decided to follow it. They traveled on their what for many days? Over mountains, through deserts and plains, They somehow knew that beneath the star would be the new king. They couldn't wait to meet him and to honor him. On their way, when they were getting close to Bethlehem, they bumped into who? Herod. Herod was a what? Insecure dictator. Or king, yeah. They couldn't wait to meet him and honor him, but they bumped into Herod. Herod asked them to share what? What? What did Herod ask them to share? The location where the new king was, because he was afraid of losing his power, right? They had a hunch, although they didn't really know his full plan. They had a hunch. They got, that vibe you get when you're like, no. So they had a hunch he was up to no good, and so they evaded the question, and they continued on following that star. Finally, they arrived. That star hung right over the town of Bethlehem, and they came upon a what? Barn, stable, manger. Translation is a little weird on that one. Upon a something where they found Mary and baby Jesus, and they knew immediately they were in the right place. Now, what kind of things do you maybe bring to a baby shower as a gift? Can we get some examples? Diapers. What else? Stuffed animals. Cribs, money, onesies. Rubber what? Rubber pants. So that's not what these people brought. They brought gifts in a small treasure chest for him, including gold, frankincense, and excellent, which weren't actually the most practical gifts for a baby. I'm sure Mary had some feels about that. But the Magi didn't really know a lot about babies. And the things that they brought were symbolic of things important for kings, not babies. When it was time for them to leave, they wanted to make sure they didn't bump back into King Herod, who would ask them where they were, where the baby was, and had cruel intentions. So they left and went home by a different route. The amazing part of this journey, in my opinion, is that they arrived at all. They had no map, they had no GPS, they had no Siri, just celestial navigation, their sacred star to guide them. A couple years ago, we did this worship service about celestial navigation. Do you remember any of the other beings that navigate that way? Birds, sailors, dung beetles, harbor seals. Pretty cool. And guide them, that star did. The end. Would you join me in the spirit of prayer? Beckoning Spirit, from every corner we have come looking for you. 1,000 monsters reared their heads along the way, threatening to derail us, but we are here nonetheless. We have gone over, around, under, and through our fear, and when we faced fears we couldn't evade, we took that fear by the hand and dragged it along with us on the journey, because we will stop at nothing to follow love's pull on our hearts. Your star calls us forward, ever forward, toward our convictions, toward our dreams, toward a world that reflects justice, peace, and love. They can have those. Toward our belonging in the great family of creation. Your star calls us forward, and the gifts that await are too great to hand over to fear. May we find courage and strength for the journey in these star words we will receive this morning. When fear threatens to stop us, may we hold on to these words and remember what lies ahead. When the journey is challenging, lift our heads to see our companions on the journey and the shining star that lights the way. You go with us, love, and if you are with us, what shall we fear? Beckoning love, we follow you into the unknown, with heads held high or knees quaking in fear. When the way ahead is sure, we return to what we know, that we are not alone. Amen.
For Those Who Have Far to Travel by Jan Richardson. If you could see the journey whole, you might never undertake it, might never dare the first step that propels you from the place you have known toward the place you know not. Call it one of the mercies of the road, that we see it only by stages, as it opens before us, as it comes into our keeping, step by single step. There is nothing for it but to go, and by our going, take the vows the pilgrim takes, to be faithful to the next step, to rely on more than the map, to heed the signposts of intuition and dreams, to follow the star that only you will recognize, to keep an open eye for the wonders that attend the path, and to press on beyond distractions, beyond fatigue, beyond what would tempt you from the way. There are vows that only you will know, the secret promises for your particular path, and the new ones you will need to make when the road is revealed by turns you could not have foreseen. Keep them, break them, make them again. Each promise becomes part of the path. Each choice creates the road that will take you to the place where at last you will kneel to offer the gift most needed, the gift that only you can give before turning to go home by another way.
Now is the time in our service where we engage in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts support the ministries of this congregation and our work in the broader community. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a local nonprofit organization doing work to advance our shared values in the world. This month's Share the Plate recipient is Portland Wheelers, who provide people who cannot ride a bike a free opportunity to get outdoors for the therapeutic recreation, socialization, adventure, and fun. Donations can be made now, as the basket is passed, through the donation button on our website, or if you are a member on Breeze, remembering to make note that your gift is for Share the Plate. If you are visiting us for the first time this morning, Please know that your presence is your gift to us. At this time, our offering will be collected and gratefully received.
If you could see the journey whole, Jan Richardson writes, you might never undertake it, might never dare the first step. So much happens on the journey of life that we can never anticipate. Wonderful twists, horrifying turns, heartbreaking bumps in the road, breathtakingly beautiful landmarks. Not knowing what is ahead for many of us is scary, especially those of us with a teeny tiny little control habit. I don't know anyone about struggles with that. We've been reflecting here in worship, at least when I've been in the pulpit, since the end of November on the topic of fear. It's our last day working with the Christmas story and our last day reflecting on fear, I promise. Mary has given birth to Jesus, though nothing else about the world has really changed. Herod is still in power and looms large. We sang joy to the world together, and yet the world still brims with fear and anxiety, uncertainty, violence, and injustice. Just yesterday, our nation launched a military operation in another country and captured their leader. Hope, peace, joy, and love live on, and so does Herod's reign into this day in 2026. So there are 3 lessons in the story of the Magi that stand out to me this year, 3 lessons that might help us to imagine a way to carry forward, to carry on, to travel forward through our fear and journey into the next phase of this wild life in this wild world. The first lesson is to get clear about our North Star. The second lesson is to borrow bravery from one another. And the third lesson is to return home by another way. North Star, borrow bravery, home by another way. In her book, The First Advent in Palestine, liberation theologian Kelly Nikadiha gives us some context to better understand the Magi and their motivations. When Alexander the Great defeated the Persians in 330 BCE, she writes, he brought the influence of the West to their world. She goes on to explain that even though generations of Persians to follow after that wanted to return to their indigenous culture and to Persian leadership, it didn't materialize into a widespread movement like it did in Palestine. Yet, many individuals, like the Magi in this story, who, of course, Christianity has masculinized and decided there were 3, when really in the Zoroastrian tradition, men and women could both hold this title, and the number wasn't actually specified in the story's original form and language, but I won't go deeply into that. The point is that many individuals, like the Magi, carried within themselves a spirit of resilience to the Hellenization of their land. And she posits, perhaps in the sign of an indigenous king to be restored to the Judean throne, they recognized a hope not unlike their own for a restored Persian leader. With the North Star of their hope for their culture to resist Hellenization, for their indigenous ways of being and leading to return, they recognized the possibility of justice similar to that which they yearned for, and allowed their hope and their curiosity and their yearning to lead them there to see what it was all about. What is your North Star? What are you working toward or fighting for, and why? How might it pull you into solidarity with those working on a different issue or cause? We don't know how many Magi actually made the journey in this story. The text doesn't specify number, gender, or religion, but we know it was more than one, as the grammatical context of Old Persian suggests the plural form. They journeyed in community. In his book, A Hidden Wholeness, Quaker author Parker Palmer writes, "The journey toward inner truth is too taxing to be made solo. Lacking support, the solitary traveler soon becomes weary or fearful and is likely to quit the road. The path is too deeply hidden to be traveled without company. Finding our way involves clues that are subtle and sometimes misleading, requiring the kind of discernment that can happen only in dialogue. The destination is too daunting to be achieved alone. We need community to find the courage to venture into the alien lands to which the inner teacher might call us." He refers, of course, to the inner journey through life, but the inner and the outer journeys of our lives are not as separate as they might seem. I think of them more like as a spiral, interconnected and overlapping. Transforming fear into steadfast courage happens because we have one another. Let us never forget that we can always borrow bravery from someone else. The final lesson is to return home by another way, to allow ourselves to be changed and transformed. Our thought partner and guide through this series over the last 5 weeks, Reverend Dr. Boyoung Lee, writes that though fear permeates this whole story, the Magi do not turn back. They travel through uncertainty, seeking truth. And after encountering the Holy Child, they return home by another way. A phrase signifying not just a new route, but a transformed life. This is the power of Epiphany, Lee emphasizes, not merely a moment of recognition, but the beginning of a new path. Epiphanies are not always warm and personal, she says. Sometimes they are disruptive, even dangerous. Sometimes they lead us to confrontation with empire. Sometimes they ask us to cross borders. Sometimes they send us home by another way. And always they ask something of us. Will we move the way fear makes us move? Or will we move the way love calls us to? As we end this season and embark on a new beginning, may the still small voice of love guide us to our North Star by our North Star. Remind us to borrow bravery from each other and send us home by another way. May it be so. Join me now in singing hymn number 55 in your gray hymnals and up on the screen, Dark of Winter. In the story we've told now many times and in many ways, the wise ones followed the star, not entirely sure where it would lead them. The journey was long and challenging, and they didn't know what to bring with them, right? They forgot the diapers and the onesies. They forgot the rubber gloves and those things that pull snot out of kids' noses. Yeah. They brought weird gifts, like frankincense and myrrh, and they also brought the holy gift of their love. But though they knew not where they were going, they did not wander aimlessly or in complete fear, for they had a guide. Their feet, their minds, their hearts were guided by the star. We each have values and core beliefs that guide us, something that serves as the North Star of our lives and helps us to be the people we aspire to be. Perhaps it's love or kindness, your ancestors, your faith, your call to justice. Maybe it's our Unitarian Universalist values or a New Year's intention each year. Regardless, today you have the opportunity to receive a star word, a word to focus on this year to help root you and guide you through the fearful times, the joyful times, and everything in between. You may choose to use this word in prayer or meditation, to put it up on your desk, or stick it on your refrigerator. Your star words are literally all around the room. They're on the joys and sorrows table up front, in the back. They're on the windowsills. They're hanging over here on these windows. They're pretty much everywhere, except not these hanging from the ceiling. There's also some star words here up on the pulpit for folks who are shorter, children or adults. You'll notice that with all of these words, the blank side is facing you, right? Because you're not choosing your word. Your word is choosing you. So I invite you to take a moment to see what paper you are drawn to. Receive your star word with an open mind and an open heart. Those in our Zoom sanctuary this morning will receive your star word from Jane Prairie, who will send it to you through the Zoom chat. As Dale begins to play, you are all invited to rise and choose a star. If you need to stay seated, please ask your neighbor to get you one. Come, friends, all things are now ready. take a moment and show your word to your neighbor. Perhaps they will become your topic of conversation at coffee hour. If you need help reading the cursive, I can help you too. So friends, we will close in song. We will close in song with number 368 in your gray hymnal or up on the screen. Now let us sing. After the benediction and extinguishing our chalice, you are invited to remain seated in silence for a short time of reflection and integration while Dale offers the postlude. Spirit of life, great love, you always show up, even in our fear, even in times of uncertainty, even when we can't seem to take the next step, you are with us. Behind us, before us, and beside us, hemming us in with your love. As we sit with these star words, keep open our hearts to the wisdom they hold. Keep our minds nimble and flexible, awake to the constellation of meanings we may find in one single word. May they challenge us, comfort us, and call us forward. Let these words be a reminder of love's presence with us. May they give us the courage and guidance for the year ahead. Let them shine in the dark, pointing us toward connection and wholeness. And at the end of this year, may we look back to the paths we took and see how in every moment love was there. Friends, our worship has ended. And our service begins. Go in peace.